With the 16th pick in the 2014 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Tyron Smith, Dez Bryant, CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver, Oklahoma.
It's almost that time of the year where everyone sits down to see who their favorite NFL team is going to take in this year's NFL Draft. Every Cowboys fan in the world imagines the team taking a cornerstone piece that will alter the franchise forever. But wait, the NFL Draft is never a sure thing. It's usually more of a disappointment rather than a happy relationship between a player and fans. Actually, not for the Dallas Cowboys. According to Bleacher Report, a sample size of 25 years has given us a good look at the bust rate of NFL first-round picks. Some positions have a bust rate of nearly 50%, with running backs being the highest, followed by quarterbacks, defensive linemen, and wide receivers. While the rest of the NFL freaks out about the draft and their team potentially missing big on a player early, the Dallas Cowboys and their fans can sleep well at night knowing the Cowboys keep doing something incredible year after year. They hardly miss in the first round. Dez Bryant, hit. In 2010, the Cowboys selected Oklahoma State wide receiver Dez Bryant with the 24th pick in the NFL Draft. Despite Dez playing just 3 games his junior year of college, the Cowboys liked the intangible ball skills that Bryant possessed, the nastiness he played with when the ball was in the air, and the big frame to warrant a top pick. Bryant did see a bit of a draft day slide because of some off-the-field issues, but the Cowboys made the move 23 other teams before them wouldn't do. They selected the Oklahoma State product, and the rest would be history. Bryant would go on to play 119 total games for the Cowboys, catching over 530 passes for 7,500 yards and 75 touchdowns. Good enough for the franchise touchdown record. While Bryant certainly made an impact in the numbers, I think his presence could easily be felt by just the personality. He was an electric guy that wanted nothing more than to win. 2012 to 2014 were some of the most fun years of my life watching the Cowboys strictly because of Dez Bryant. The man was truly one of a kind, and I think a combination of all of that makes him an easy hit for the Dallas Cowboys. Tyron Smith, hit. In 2011, Dallas selected then right tackle Tyron Smith from the University of Southern California. The monstrous man had played his college career on the right side, but Dallas was drafting him to play left tackle. Of course, that switch would be difficult given the talent jump of the NFL, but Smith was up to the task. In 2011, Smith would appear on the right side for a full 16 games, but by 2012, he had made the full-time switch to left tackle. From there, it's just been a Hall of Fame career. In his first 5 years with the Cowboys, Smith would miss just 1 game, cementing himself as the best left tackle in all of pro football. Starting in 2016, Smith would miss 3 games each season over the next 4 years, and since 2020, Tyron has appeared in 17 games. That is just 1 out of every 3. The run that he had between 2012 and 2016 is one of the best you'll ever see from the left tackle position. Regardless of the injuries that have piled up recently, there is no doubt the Cowboys drafted a Hall of Fame left tackle back in 2011. Morris Claiborne, miss. Claiborne, oh, what could have been. The Dallas Cowboys surprised everyone when they decided to move up in the draft and select LSU standout cornerback Morris Claiborne at 6th overall. They gave away their 14th overall pick and 2nd rounder to make the move, but they wouldn't see a return on that investment whatsoever. Claiborne struggled in coverage, struggled to stay healthy, and was just never that guy that Dallas hoped he would be. He would stick around with the team for 5 years, recording 4 interceptions. His best years as a corner in the NFL would come playing for the New York Jets. Dallas just never really got the production that they were seeking with that 6th overall selection. What makes this even harder is they traded up for the pick, and it was a big miss. Travis Frederick, hit. When the 2013 draft rolled around, the Cowboys were still looking for linemen to bolster an offensive line to protect then quarterback Tony Romo. When the Cowboys pick rolled around, they went with the kid out of Wisconsin, Travis Frederick. And let me tell you, people did not like this selection at all. Just listen to this clip.
He's tough, he takes great angles, he's strong, but I had a 3rd round grade on him. and I think it's a little bit of a reach at this point.
Regardless of what the analysts said, the Cowboys made the right selection by and far. Frederick wouldn't miss a single snap in his entire career, aside from 2018 when he was sidelined with Guillain-Barre's disease. Frederick was the offensive line's quarterback. He set protections, helped on double teams, and bulldozed people on the second level. Frederick was an integral part of the Cowboys organization for many, many years. It's a real shame his career was cut short, and despite what draft analysts said on that night in 2013, Frederick was a major hit for the Dallas Cowboys. Zach Martin, hit. 2014 would mark another big step towards building a dominant offensive line, but it wouldn't come without a little bit of drama leading up to the pick. Texas A&M quarterback Johnny Manziel was sitting on the board, one of, if not the biggest name in college football history. Jerry Jones wanted to take him. Others in the room knew of the character concerns and lack of love for football. The Cowboys staff talked Jerry out of the pick and took Notre Dame offensive lineman Zach Martin instead, and they benefited tremendously. Martin is now a 6-time All-Pro and was named to the Pro Football Hall of Fame's All-2010 team. He has been the best guard in all of football since he stepped into the league. Meanwhile, we all know Johnny Manziel's career fizzled out while Zach Martin was earning Pro Bowl after Pro Bowl. One of the best decisions in Cowboys front office history. Byron Jones, hit. The winner of the 2015 NFL Combine was defensive back Byron Jones, with a 12'3" standing broad jump that still holds the world record. This is a bit of a weird one though, because Byron Jones actually played corner in college, but the Cowboys thought he could be a dominant free safety, and that just wasn't the case for the first 3 years of his career. He would actually provide the most value as a shutdown corner on the outside, and its athleticism and long arms made him a real problem in coverage. The last 2 years in Dallas at corner, he was a Pro Bowl, but it can be debated down below in the comments. Also, let me know your favorite Cowboys pick from this entire list. Mine is in the comments down below. Ezekiel Elliott, hit. After a tumultuous year in 2015, the Cowboys held the 4th overall pick in the 2016 NFL Draft. 2 quarterbacks would come off the board in the first 2 picks, and defensive end Joey Bosa to the San Diego Chargers at number 3. That left the Cowboys with a decision to make at number 4. They had 2 options to consider: the stud running back from Ohio State Ezekiel Elliott, who was coming off a monstrous career rushing for over 3,900 yards at 6.7 yards a pop, or the other choice, the cornerback Jalen Ramsey from Florida State, who had his own dominant career locking down half of the field and cementing himself as a top 2 defensive player in the draft. Of course, the Dallas Cowboys went with the flashy pick in Ezekiel Elliott. Sure, at the time, people thought that the team should have went with the more premium position, picking inside the top 5. But right out of the gate, Elliott was an all-pro back, and you can contribute much of that 2016 season's success to him. His rookie year, Zeke would run for 1,600 yards, earning the rushing title while punching in 15 touchdowns. It seemed at the time like the Cowboys had made the right pick. This is a story for another day, but the 4th round rookie quarterback Dak Prescott and premium top pick of Ezekiel Elliott made one heck of a duo in 2016, ripping off a 13-3 record and a number 1 seed in the NFC. Wow, what a magical time to be a Cowboys fan. Those 2 kids absolutely took over the league. It didn't really end how we wanted it to, but still a Cinderella story nonetheless. Elliott would finish his career with 68 touchdowns and over 8,200 rushing yards as a Cowboy. He would start 102 games and leave his mark on the franchise forever. Taco Charlton, miss. Oof, this one was really rough. In the 2017 NFL Draft, the Cowboys had 2 potential players for defensive ends sitting on the board: Taco Charlton and TJ Watt. I do want to cut them some slack, but my goodness, TJ Watt going 1 pick after this just makes my stomach hurt. Charlton would play just 2 years with the team, recording 4 sacks and being cut before the 2019 season. Meanwhile, TJ Watt has 77.5 career sacks and is one of the best defensive players in all of football. Okay, I'll stop rubbing it in. That's a big miss. Leighton Vander Esch, hit. In the 2018 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys held the 19th overall pick. The front office was starting to wear thin with constant Sean Lee injuries, so the team decided to pick linebacker Leighton Vander Esch from Boise State. At Boise, he was sort of a one-year wonder, but the upside and potential was there. He did have some serious injury concerns, but was cleared enough for the Cowboys to feel like he was worth the first-round selection. Some scouts even had his pro comp as Panthers great Luke Kuechly. Pretty high praise. In his rookie season as a Cowboy, Vander Esch was simply amazing, recording 102 solo tackles with 2 interceptions, and he made his case for Defensive Rookie of the Year. People that might have questioned the pick at first maybe started to rethink their assessment of that selection. But the following season, he would appear in just 9 games, and in 2020, just 10 games. The injury concerns were starting to rear their head. In 2021, he would get his feet back under him and play in all 17 games, prompting the Cowboys to re-sign him to a 1-year deal. After another good season in 2022, the Cowboys re-signed him once again. This pick wasn't a huge home run, but I can't say it was a total swing and miss on the Cowboys' part either, so I'm saying it's a hit. Amari Cooper trade, hit. The Dallas Cowboys wouldn't have a first-round pick in 2019 because of a mid-season trade with the Oakland Raiders to acquire wide receiver Amari Cooper. I guess you could count this as a hit simply for the fact that he came in and saved the 2018 season and helped the Cowboys secure a playoff win against the Seattle Seahawks. He would go on to play 4 years with the team with 2 1,000-yard seasons and spent his entire time as the true #1 receiver for this team. The Cowboys certainly missed with the Amari Cooper trade in 2022, but when they traded for him in 2018, that was a big hit. CeeDee Lamb, hit. Going into the 2020 draft, the Cowboys were drafting in the middle of the pack. They kind of had a few ways they could go. Cornerback, defensive end, maybe a wide receiver if one fell far enough down the board, like Jerry Jeudy or Henry Ruggs, or maybe even CeeDee Lamb? No, that wouldn't be possible. One of the best college wide receiver prospects surely wouldn't fall far enough to be drafted by the Cowboys at 17. Well, the dream became a reality when the Falcons took cornerback AJ Terrell, and that left Lamb sitting right there for the Cowboys to pick. They already had Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup, so it kind of felt like the rich getting richer and wasn't a real necessary move. But nevertheless, they made it, and so far, it's working out for him. Lamb has already had 2 1,000-yard seasons and could have had 3, but in 2020, he had to play without his quarterback 1 for the last 11 games of the year. 2022 is where you feel like you're really starting to reap the benefits of that selection. Lamb is the Cowboys' clear-cut wide receiver 1, and he looks to take another step towards being a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. It felt like a hit in 2020, and it feels like a hit now. Micah Parsons, hit. I think this one is self-explanatory. Micah Parsons has been one of the top defensive players in the NFL since he was drafted out of Penn State. In his first season with the Cowboys, he racked up 13.5 sacks, making a case for Defensive Player of the Year, but he would secure Rookie Defensive Player of the Year. In 2022, he racked up another 13 sacks, bringing his total to 26.5 in just his first 2 years on the team. The Cowboys defense has done a complete 180 since his arrival, and he's going to be a stud in this league for the next 10 years and a potential Hall of Famer one day. There's not much you can say about Micah Parsons that hasn't already been said. The dude is special. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I post Dallas Cowboys content all the time. I love you all, and I'll see you next time.